Welcome to our deep dive into the world of technical marketing. We've got some really cool resources here that take us way beyond the basics. You're going to see how much the marketing scene has changed, how tech is totally reshaping things, and we'll even get into some of the psychology behind marketing, how people actually make decisions.
We're not just going to define a bunch of terms here. We're diving deep into the strategy behind successful technical marketing. Stuff you can actually use in your work.
I love that. So let's jump right in. For those of you already familiar with the core concepts, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about technical marketing?
Well, I think one of the biggest ones is that you have to be like a total tech genius, coding all day long, when in reality, it's more about understanding how technology can solve those marketing challenges. A really good technical marketer knows how to use the right tools and work well with developers to bring their vision to life.
So it's more about being tech savvy than a tech expert, right?
Exactly. It's kind of like being the conductor of an orchestra. You don't need to play every single instrument, but you got to know how they all work together to, create that amazing sound.
I love that analogy. So let's talk about Martech. It seems like that's the hot topic these days.
Yeah.
But what does it actually mean in practice?
Think of it as your secret weapon in this super competitive world. Global exports have just exploded in recent years, which means businesses have to be way more efficient and way smarter than ever before. Martech is all about using technology to reach the right people, making your campaigns as effective as possible and ultimately growing your business.
But it's not just about buying the coolest new tools, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be about using them strategically.
That's so important. Yeah, it's about knowing your goals, knowing your audience, and then picking the right tools that'll actually help you reach those goals. It's kind of like building your own toolbox. Each tool has its own purpose.
So how does a company even start to build their Martech stack? It's got to be overwhelming with so many choices out there.
It can be really daunting. Yeah. One approach I really like is what I call the reverse engineering method. So you start by visualizing your ideal customer journey, from that very first interaction all the way to them becoming a loyal customer. Then you kind of work backwards and figure out which technologies can help you with each step.
Oh, that's so smart. You're not just throwing tech at the wall and seeing what sticks. You're thinking strategically from the very beginning.
Exactly. And as you're building your stack, don't forget to always be evaluating and optimizing. The tech world changes so fast, you got to stay flexible and adapt.
So it's like this living, breathing thing, right? You have to nurture it and prune it to keep it healthy.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And speaking of ecosystems, let's talk about marketing channels, specifically how technical marketers are approaching them, in new and innovative ways.
This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because it's not just about the old school channels anymore.
Right. Think about it. Companies used to rely so heavily on print ads, trade shows, maybe some direct mail, but now with everything digital, it's a whole new world.
Social media, SEO, content marketing, email automation, the list goes on and on.
And technical marketers are right at the forefront of this digital revolution. They're the ones figuring out how to use these channels effectively, how to track results, and how to integrate them into that customer journey.
But it's not about being everywhere, right? It's got to be about focusing on the channels that'll get your results.
You got it. That's where frameworks like the Bullseye Framework can be so helpful. Instead of trying to do everything, you focus on the channels that are most likely to reach your ideal customer and get you those outcomes you're looking for.
I see how that would be especially important for startups and smaller companies. They don't have unlimited resources. They have to be super focused.
Totally. It's about finding your traction channels, the ones that consistently bring in lead sales and fuel growth.
Right.
Once you found those, you can really double down and refine your strategies.
That makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't that limit your reach, though? What about trying out new and emerging channels?
It's all about balance, right? You want to really own those traction channels, but you also got to keep your eyes open for new platforms and technologies that could become future traction channels. You have to be strategic, but also be ready to jump on opportunities.
So you're not just following the crowd, you're carving out your own path.
That's the spirit. Technical marketing is about being creative and pushing the limits. Using tech to create those experiences that aren't just effective, but also memorable for your customers.
And that's what makes a good technical marketer stand out. They're not just focused on the tech stuff. They get the human side of it, too.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's about connecting with people, building relationships, and creating value.
So it's this blend of art and science, right? The technical know-how plus the creativity and the empathy to understand your audience.
That's a great way to put it. Technical marketing has so many layers and requires a ton of different skills. It's not easy, but if you're up for the challenge, the rewards can be amazing.
I'm already feeling inspired. Now I want to dig deeper into how technical marketers are actually using these different channels and technologies. Let's start with one that I'm really passionate about, content marketing. What are some of the trends you're seeing there?
Content marketing is huge right now, and it's only going to get bigger. One trend that's really taking off is personalized content. Technical marketers are using data and AI to tailor content to each individual user, creating these really engaging experiences.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No one wants to feel like just another number. They want to feel understood.
Right. And personalization goes way beyond just putting someone's name in an email. It's about knowing their interests, their pain points, where they are in their buying journey, and then giving them content that's actually valuable to them at that moment.
It's like having a one-on-one conversation with each customer, even if you're reaching thousands or millions of people.
Exactly. That's what technology allows us to do, create those connections on a massive scale.
I've also been seeing a lot of interactive content, things like quizzes, polls, calculators. It seems like people are looking for more than just passively reading or watching these days.
You're right. Interactive content is a great way to get your audience involved, keep them interested, and learn more about them. It's also a really effective way to make complicated information easier to understand and even fun.
It's like turning learning into a game.
Exactly. And people love games, right? They're engaging and rewarding. So by using game elements in your content, you can make it way more appealing and memorable.
I'm also seeing a lot of brands using video to tell their stories and connect with their audiences on a more emotional level.
Video is so powerful. You can convey so much information and emotion in a short amount of time. And with platforms like YouTube and TikTok exploding, it's easier than ever for brands to create and share great videos.
But it's not just about making flashy videos, right? It's got to be
Wait,
about
well,
telling stories that people actually connect with and that stick with them.
Absolutely. Storytelling is at the heart of great marketing, no matter what medium you're using. People love stories, and they remember information better when it's presented as a story.
It's like those campfire stories we all heard as kids, the ones you never forget.
Exactly. The best marketing campaigns are like that. They tell stories that capture our imagination and stay with us long after we've seen them.
So it sounds like technical marketing isn't just about mastering tools and platforms. It's also about the power of storytelling, human psychology, and creating experiences that really resonate with people.
That's it in a nutshell. Technical marketing is about using technology to improve the human experience, making things easier, more enjoyable, and more meaningful for your customers.
And that's what I find so fascinating about it. It's where technology, creativity, and human connection all come together.
It really is an exciting time to be in technical marketing. There's so much potential to make a real impact, both for your business and the people you're serving.
I can definitely feel that energy. But before we get too carried away, we can't forget about one crucial part of technical marketing, the data.
Ah, yes, the data. The lifeblood of any successful marketing operation. It tells us what's working, what's not, and how we can get better.
It's like having a GPS for your marketing, guiding you to where you need to go.
Exactly. But there's so much data out there, it can be hard to know where to begin.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that overwhelm. What are some of the key metrics technical marketers should be paying attention to?
That's a great question, and it depends on your goals. But there are some core metrics that pretty much every business should be tracking.
Let's break those down.
First, you need to understand your website traffic, where it's coming from, how people are interacting with your content, and what actions they're taking.
So things like website visits, bounce rate time, on-site conversion rates.
Exactly. Those metrics tell you how well your website is doing at attracting visitors, keeping them engaged, and guiding them toward your goals.
And with tools like Google Analytics, it's so easy to track those metrics and get those insights.
For sure. And don't forget about social media metrics, things like engagement, reach, follower growth. Those tell you how well your social media efforts are working and if you're actually reaching your target audience.
Social media can be so powerful for building awareness, generating leads, and driving traffic to your website.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to listen to your customers, get feedback, and build relationships.
What about email marketing metrics? Those seem super important for technical marketers.
Definitely. Email marketing is still one of the most effective ways to reach your audience and get conversions. Key metrics to track here are open rates, click-through rates, conversion rates, and unsubscribe rates.
So you're looking at how people are responding to your emails, whether they're finding value, and if they're taking the actions you want them to.
Right. Email marketing is all about building those relationships and nurturing leads over time. It's not about spamming people, it's about delivering value and building trust.
This is really highlighting how data-driven technical marketing is. It's not just about gut feeling anymore. It's about using data to make smart decisions.
That's so key. Technical marketers get data. They understand how to collect, analyze, and use data to make their campaigns better and get results.
But it's not just about crunching numbers, right? It's got to be about using those insights to tell stories, craft compelling messages, and create experiences that resonate with people.
You nailed it. The data is the foundation. But the real magic happens when you combine those insights with your creativity and your understanding of people to create marketing that really connects on a human level.
I love that it's about bringing the analytical and the emotional together, the technical and the creative.
That's what makes technical marketing so cool. It's multifaceted. It lets you use all your skills and passions to make something truly awesome.
I'm ready to go even deeper into the world of marketing metrics and see how we can use data to really level up our strategies.
Let's do it. There's a ton of data out there waiting to be uncovered, and I'm excited to share some powerful frameworks and tools to help you make sense of it all. One of the most exciting things I think about technical marketing is how it's pushing us to rethink those traditional models. Like the old marketing funnel.
Yeah, I always thought the funnel was a little too simple, like trying to squeeze a square peg into a round hole when it comes to how people actually make decisions today.
Exactly. It's like it assumes this straight line from, you become aware of something to you buy it, when
Yeah.
really people are interacting with brands in so many different ways. Online, offline researching, comparing, getting recommendations. It's much more complex.
So how do we make sense of all that? Is there a model that works better for how people make decisions these days?
There is. It's called the consumer decision journey. And it recognizes that the customer journey isn't really a funnel. It's more like a loop with four main stages.
Okay, tell me more about those stages.
So it all starts with initial consideration. That's where a customer realizes they have a need or a problem they want to solve. They start thinking about the brands they already know or have heard of.
So it's not like they're starting from scratch. They already have some ideas in mind.
Exactly. And then they move into active evaluation, where they really start digging in, comparing features, reading reviews, asking friends, or looking at online communities. This is where having a strong online presence, engaging content and good reviews is super important.
So they're kind of building a case for each brand, weighing the pros and cons.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. And as they learn more, they might add new brands to their list or take some off if they don't fit what they're looking for. It's a fluid process.
And then finally they get to the moment of purchase after all that research.
But even after they buy something, the journey isn't over. That's where the post-purchase experience comes in. How they feel about what they bought, their interactions with the product or service and the support they get will decide if they come back for more, if they recommend the brand to others, or even worse, if they start complaining about it.
So it's about going above and beyond to build those long-term relationships.
Right. And that's why technical marketers focus so much on creating those seamless, personalized experiences across every touch point. They're using data and technology to understand what customers like, anticipate what they'll need, and provide value at every stage.
So it's like you're creating a roadmap for each customer, guiding them towards a good outcome.
That's the goal. And when you can successfully navigate that consumer decision journey, that's when you see real growth.
This model makes so much more sense than the old funnel. It really reflects how people actually make decisions.
And it really emphasizes the need for a marketing strategy that looks at the entire customer journey, not just that final purchase.
So how do we connect this journey with the tactics we use? How do we actually put this model into action?
That's where the concept of the job to be done comes in.
Okay, I've heard that term before, but I'm not sure I totally get it.
It's a really cool framework that shifts our focus from the product itself to the need or problem that the customer is trying to solve. It basically says that people don't buy products, they hire them to do a job.
So it's not about the drill, it's about the hole in the wall.
Exactly. Someone might buy a fancy new phone, but the job they're hiring it for could be staying connected with family, capturing memories, being more productive. By understanding that job marketers can create messages, features, and experiences that really resonate with customers.
That's brilliant. It's about getting to the motivation behind the purchase, that deeper need.
And when you understand the why behind the buy, you can create marketing that's more about solving problems and helping people and less about pushing products.
It's a more human approach.
Exactly. And that's what I love about technical marketing. It's not just about the tech, it's about using tech to make people's lives better.
So we can't talk about the consumer decision journey without talking about persuasion. How can we ethically influence people's choices without being manipulative?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's something ethical marketers are always thinking about. The key is to use persuasion responsibly, always putting the customer first.
So not tricking people into buying things they don't need, but understanding their needs and motivations and then showing how your product or service can actually help.
Exactly. It's about creating a win-win where the customer feels good about making an informed choice that benefits them and the business benefits too.
So transparency and authenticity are super important. People can tell when they're being manipulated.
Absolutely. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, especially in marketing. If you want to build those long-term relationships with your customers, you have to be honest, transparent, and genuinely want to provide value.
How do we find that balance between persuasion and ethics? Are there any guidelines we can follow?
There are one framework that's really helpful is permission marketing. It's all about getting consent before you send marketing messages. You're respecting your audience and their time.
So it's not about bombarding people with ads and spam. It's about giving them valuable content that they actually want to receive.
Exactly. It's about creating a two-way conversation, listening to your audience, and giving them information and offers that they're actually interested in.
It's a more collaborative approach to marketing.
Exactly. Permission marketing is all about creating a relationship where both sides feel valued.
This all connects back to what we talked about earlier with the consumer decision journey. By understanding the different stages and using ethical persuasion, we can create marketing experiences that are effective, but also ethical and sustainable.
I couldn't agree more. When we approach marketing with authenticity, transparency, and giving customers the power to choose, we're not just selling things, we're building relationships that benefit everyone.
That's what makes marketing really stand out. Creating value, building trust, and making a positive impact.
Well said. And that leads perfectly into our next topic, the idea of digital experience and content as a product.
I'm ready for that one. I've been hearing a lot about it lately, but I'm still trying to figure out what it means in practice.
It's about changing how we think about digital content and experiences. Instead of just creating them, we're treating them like valuable products that we design, develop, and manage with the same level of care as any physical product.
So not just churning out blog posts and social media updates, but creating strategic, purposeful experiences that actually benefit our audience.
Exactly. We're thinking about the user experience, the design, the information, the content strategy, all the pieces that make for a good experience.
It's like building a roadmap for a digital product with user personas journey maps and a clear understanding of what problem we're solving for our audience.
Perfect analogy. And just like any product, we need to keep improving it based on feedback and data. A/B testing headlines, trying different content formats, analyzing user behavior, seeing what works.
It's always evolving and improving.
Exactly. And when we think about our digital content and experiences like products, we create assets that are not only valuable to our audience, but also help our business grow.
So it's not just content for the sake of content. It's content that can bring in leads, build relationships, and ultimately make money.
Right. It's about making sure your content strategy is aligned with your business goals and every piece of content has a purpose.
This is all making so much sense. I'm seeing how everything fits together, the journey, the job to be done, permission marketing, and now this product mindset. It all comes together for a more effective way of marketing.
It's all about creating that seamless, personalized, and valuable experience for your customers at every touch point.
It's about knowing what they need, what motivates them, what they want, and then using tech and creativity to help them get there.
And that's what makes technical marketing so exciting. It's innovative. It's always pushing boundaries and finding new ways to connect with people and make a difference.
I'm loving this conversation. But before we move on, I want to make sure we talk about one more thing, data.
Ah, yes, the data. The foundation of any good marketing strategy. It's how we know if we're doing a good job or not and how we can get better.
It's like our compass guiding us through the crazy world of marketing.
Exactly. But there's so much data out there, it can be tough to know where to start.
Yeah, I know that feeling. What are some of the most important metrics that technical marketers should be tracking?
That's a great question, and it really depends on what you're trying to achieve. But there are some core metrics that are important for almost every business.
Okay, let's break them down.
First off, you got to understand your website traffic. Where's it coming from? How are people interacting with your content? What are they doing on your site?
Things like visits, bounce rate, time, on-site conversions.
Exactly. Those metrics tell you how well your website is doing at attracting visitors, keeping them interested, and ultimately getting them to do what you want them to do.
And tools like Google Analytics make it so easy to track all that stuff.
Absolutely. And don't forget about social media metrics. Engagement, reach, follower growth. These can tell you how well your social media efforts are working and whether you're reaching the right people.
Social media is so powerful for building brand awareness, generating leads, and getting people to your website.
It's also a great way to listen to your customers, get feedback, and build relationships.
What about email marketing metrics? Those seem pretty important for technical marketers.
They are. Email marketing is still one of the best ways to reach your audience and get those conversions. Key metrics here are open rates, click-through rates, conversion rates, and unsubscribes.
So you're looking at how people are interacting with your emails, whether they're finding them valuable and whether they're leading to the actions you want.
Exactly. Email marketing is all about building those relationships and nurturing leads over time. It's not about spamming people. It's about providing value and building trust.
This is really highlighting how data-driven technical marketing has become. It's not just about intuition anymore. It's about using data to make informed decisions.
Absolutely. Technical marketers know data. They know how to collect, analyze, and interpret data to improve their campaigns and get better results.
But it's not just about crunching numbers, right? It's about using those insights to tell stories, craft compelling messages, and create experiences that resonate with people.
You got it. The data is just the starting point. The real magic happens when you combine those insights with creativity and empathy to connect with your audience on a human level.
I love that. It's about bringing the analytical and the emotional together, the technical and the creative.
That's the beauty of technical marketing. It's a field that lets you use all your different skills and passions to create something really special.
Okay, I'm ready to dive deeper into the world of marketing metrics and see how we can use data to really optimize our strategies.
Let's go. There's a whole universe of data out there just waiting to be explored, and I can't wait to share some powerful frameworks and tools to help you make sense of it all.
So we've talked about measuring our marketing efforts, but how are technical marketers actually using that data to make their strategies and campaigns better?
That's where the real magic happens. We're moving beyond just, looking at vanity metrics and really digging into the data to find those nuggets of insight.
So going deeper than just what happened and understanding why.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you've got a high bounce rate on your website. That might mean your content isn't grabbing people. A technical marketer wouldn't just ignore that. They dig into the data to see which pages have the highest bounce rates, look at the user experience, and then test different things to see what keeps people engaged.
So it's like being a detective using clues to figure out why something's not working.
I like that. And sometimes the data can surprise you. You might find that a blog post you didn't think was that great is actually driving tons of traffic.
Yeah.
That's a sign you might want to create more content on that topic or promote it more.
So you let the data guide your content strategy, not just your gut?
Exactly. And with AI and machine learning, we're seeing even more advanced ways to analyze data and get those really useful insights. Like, some platforms can now spot patterns in customer behavior that humans would never see, leading to super personalized campaigns that are tailored to each person.
It's like having a whole team of virtual marketing assistants working 24/7 to analyze data and optimize your campaigns.
That's a great way to put it. And as this technology keeps getting better, the possibilities for data-driven marketing are going to be endless.
This is all super exciting, but it also makes me think about privacy and ethics. How do we make sure we're using data responsibly and respecting people's privacy while still using it to create effective marketing?
That's a really important question and something all ethical marketers should be thinking about. Transparency is key. People need to know what data you're collecting, how you're using it, and what control they have.
So being upfront about your data practices and building trust.
Exactly. And it's not just about following the rules like GDPR and CCPA. It's about going above and beyond to make sure you're treating people's data with respect and using it in ways they're okay with.
So being a good steward of the data you have.
Absolutely. And that's where ethics and strategy come together. You can have the best data tools in the world, but if you're not using data ethically, you're going to hurt your brand and lose trust.
Short-term win for long-term loss.
Exactly. Ethical data practices aren't just a nice bonus, they're crucial for your business. When you build trust with your customers and show them you value their privacy, you're building those strong, lasting relationships.
It sounds like technical marketing is not just about the technical stuff. It's also about thinking about the ethical and social impact of these powerful technologies.
That's a great point. As technical marketers, we have a responsibility to use our skills and knowledge to benefit everyone, not just our businesses.
It's about finding that balance between innovation and responsibility.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so interesting. It's constantly changing, and we're always learning and adapting as new technologies come out and new ethical considerations arise.
Speaking of new technologies, I'm curious what you think about how AI automation and personalization are shaping the future of technical marketing.
Oh, they're already having a huge impact, and I think it's only going to get bigger. AI is changing everything from analyzing data and segmenting customers to creating content and optimizing campaigns.
It's like having this super smart marketing brain working behind the scenes, constantly finding patterns we might miss.
And automation is freeing us up from those boring, repetitive tasks so we can focus on the more strategic and creative stuff. We're seeing automation used for everything from email and social media to lead nurturing and customer support.
Working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And then personalization is taking the customer experience to a whole new level. We're moving past those generic messages and creating experiences that are unique to each person's preferences, interests, and needs.
So treating each customer like a VIP, making them feel special.
And that kind of personalization is only possible because of data and technology.
It's amazing how much marketing has changed. It's gone from being based on intuition to a data-driven field that uses cutting-edge tech to create personalized and engaging experiences.
And the pace of change is just getting faster. We're entering this new era of marketing driven by data and AI, but focused on real human connection.
It's definitely an exciting time to be a marketer. With everything changing so fast, how can we stay ahead of the game?
The most important thing is to always be learning and experimenting. The marketing world never stands still, so we have to be flexible, adaptable, and open to trying new things.
So being a lifelong learner, always curious and ready to explore new ideas and technologies.
Exactly. And build a strong network of people who can support you. Join industry groups, go to conferences, connect with thought leaders on social media. The more you connect with other marketers, the more you'll learn and grow.
Surround yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you.
And don't be afraid to fail. Sometimes our biggest mistakes teach us the most valuable lessons. If you can see those failures as chances to learn and improve, you'll be amazed at what you can do.
As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of technical marketing, what are some key takeaways you'd like our listeners to remember?
Well, the biggest one is that technical marketing isn't just about the technology. It's about using technology to solve marketing problems and create better experiences for your customers.
It's about combining the technical and the human, the analytical and the creative.
And always think about data and ethics together.
Be responsible with the data you have and use it to make things better for everyone.
Technical marketing is always changing, so stay curious, keep learning, and never stop experimenting.
And remember, at the end of the day, marketing is about connecting with people, building relationships, and creating value.
Couldn't have said it better myself. If you can do those things, you'll be successful no matter what changes come your way in the marketing world.
This has been an amazing deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and insights with us.
It's been my pleasure. I love talking about technical marketing and all the possibilities it holds.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this deep dive helpful and inspiring.
Now go out there and make some marketing magic.
Until next time, happy marketing.